And obviously, as you explained, India is a huge growth market, and you're the president of the UK-India Business Council.
Well, I'm the founding chairman of the UK-India Business Council.
Founding chairman.
Yes.
Well, you're at the forefront of urging British businesses to look carefully at, considering opportunities in India, because the time seems now to capitalise on business opportunities in India. Is that right?
Well, I've been appointed by the British government 10 years ago as the UK chair of the Indo-British Partnership, and then I founded the UK-India Business Council. And we've increased trade and business in goods and services between the UK and India by over 3 times in the last decade, but we're still scratching the surface. The big deals have happened and are happening, so Vodafone going into India, Tata's buying British Steel Chorus, Tata's buying Jaguar Land Rover. So that's wonderful. And yet, I think that from a trade business point of view, goods and services, we could be doing and should be doing so much more.
There's a lot more scope.
And UK Trade and Investment have been fantastic in supporting, the government have been fantastic in supporting the UK India Business Council. And we need to do much more, because I still despair when I give talks to business audiences around the country, and I'll be speaking to 200-300 people and ask how many of you do business with India, and only a handful of hands go up. So I really think, I wish that our businesses, particularly our small and medium-sized enterprises, would just get on a plane and go out there and see the opportunity for themselves, because the opportunity is huge.
And the council can help with advice in terms of what practically to do next, because businesses, I think, are getting the message in terms of we should be looking at countries like India to try and get opportunities in, but it's how, where do we go next? Who do we talk to? Where do we get the right advice?
And the UK India Business Council is absolutely ideal for any British business of any size, and we have a fantastic corporate membership. But it's so accessible to SMEs, to entrepreneurs, to even students, anyone who's interested in doing business with India. We have a next generation network. We've now started to open up offices within India. So a business who wants to open up in India or wants to look for a partner in India can actually go and sit in a UK India Business Council office where we can hold their hand, help them, point them in the right direction, make introductions, working in conjunction with the British High Commission team in India and UK Trade and Investment in India. And the British High Commission team in India is the second biggest ambassadorial team Britain has anywhere in the world. And we're putting more and more investment into that. We've just opened 2 new Deputy High Commissions in India, in Hyderabad and Chandigarh. So
the message is, go and look for those opportunities.
Absolutely.
There's no excuse not to, because there's plenty of information and advice out there.
Well, 9 years ago, 10 years ago when I took over as the founding chair of what is now the UK India Business Council, there were 19 direct flights to India and 2 airlines to choose from per week. In 2004, air services were liberalized to India. Today, there are over 119 direct flights to India and several airlines to choose from every week. So businesses just get on the plane and go out there and see the opportunity for themselves.
So with this role with the UK India Business Council and Cobra, how on earth do you manage your life with your lordship as well and all the duties that come with that? Tell us a bit about how that works for you day to day with your lordship and the involvement and the tasks that you have to carry out here in Westminster.
I was very fortunate to have been appointed an independent crossbench peer in 2006 when Tony Blair was Prime Minister by the House of Lords Appointments Commission, and I love the House of Lords. I really feel privileged to have the opportunity to be there. It's a great place. The expertise in the House of Lords is fantastic. Every time I'm in there, whether I'm speaking or not, I learn from the enormous width and breadth and depth of expertise that we have in virtually every field that you can imagine, whether it's scientists or authors or journalists or politicians, business people. We have top of the world in expertise in the House of Lords. I speak regularly in debates. I ask questions regularly, challenging government. I've sat on the Budget Committee when the budget comes out, and the Finance Bill Committee of the House of Lords for 2 years. So I really enjoy the opportunity.
And are there any particular issues that are concerning you right now that you champion in particular in the House?
Well, I take part in issues to do with business, the economy, anything to do with finance, the European Union. For example, I took part in the debates to do with the Employee Rights for Shares program that the government has introduced. and challenging the government on that whole scheme. And we were able to defeat the government twice in the House of Lords and make very major changes to that policy, which I thought hadn't been thought through properly at all. I've also been able to challenge government, for example, on their higher education. On just recently I spoke about student loans, the fact that now students will come out of university quite often with £40,000 to pay off their student fees, undergraduate fees from university, as well as their maintenance. And that's a huge burden, and have the government really considered whether that's going to be a deterrent, particularly to children from families who've never been to university before. So it's these sort of issues where it's international students and the immigration issues, which I feel very strongly about.
How does that feel for you, being able to be part of that process and to be able to influence change in British government process?
It's a great opportunity, and I think that although the appointment to the House of Lords is a life appointment, there is an expectation that you are going to be committed to it and that you will contribute to the best of your abilities in your areas of expertise. And I definitely try and do that. I think it's such a wonderful opportunity, and I love it so much, and you can see the difference that you can make. And it's fabulous. And the role of the House of Lords is as a check and a balance, is almost like a guardian of the nation. And so we're constantly scrutinizing legislation, questioning government, challenging government, and it is very effective.
So you do so much. Do you ever get a chance to relax? And when you do, how do you do that?
Well, I'm very fortunate to have a wonderful family, so I love spending time with my wife and my children, and also visiting our families. My wife is South African, so we visit our family in South Africa, and we visit our family in India. And from the time the children have been born, every year we go to both South Africa and India on family visits so that they are close to their roots. Of course, they're British, but they must also know the origins of where their parents have come from and be close to their families abroad as well.
Lord Bilimoria, thank you so much for joining us on International Business Times UK. It's great to speak to you.
Thank you very much.